Something I feel like a lot of people don't talk about is when you're a performer, a large percentage of the time you're not actually working. And this doesn't mean that you're not successful. You could be performing here, there, and everywhere, different places around the world, yet you're not doing what we've been taught is work, and that is working your standard 9 to 5 hours. And instead, you're kind of working 24/7 whilst also kind of not working at all. Hello, I'm Olivia, a 26-year-old dancer among many other things. I've been a professional dancer for 6 years, so let's spend some days together whilst I'm not working, but working all the time. It makes sense, doesn't it? I am so excited for what is in this box, and it's been sat on the side for a few hours since it arrived because I told myself I had to get some work done first. This is actually really hard to get into. This honestly, I feel like I haven't felt like this since I was a child and it was Christmas. Got some. I feel emotional. To be fair, this is smaller than I thought it was going to be. Okay, make this make sense. It's heavier. This is so funny. It's heavier holding it like this than the box. Let me tell you, I haven't got to the end. Hence the fact we've ordered the books. This is one of the greatest things I have ever lived through. Not even read, lived through in my life. I'm not really a hardback books buyer, but I bought these ones because I liked the covers more. They're gonna live on the Pride shelf behind me along with my other favourite series of books. This is now up there. I have just finished reading Queen of Shadows, which is this one of the best books I've ever read. Definitely the best fantasy, and I mean, I have read quite a lot of fantasy books now, but I haven't even been reading fantasy for a year. I had been told. My best friend Alex was telling me to read fantasy books, and her sister Hannah for a very long time, and I was just kind of like, I don't really know if that's my kind of thing. It was my kind of thing. So I read ACOTAR on holiday at the end of last June, because I thought if I'm by a pool, I can read it all in a day, which I did. And ever since then, my life has changed, but ever since this series. So if you're not familiar with this series, these two books happen at the same time, and so some people say to tandem read them. As much as I love reading, I am the kind of reader that I remember everything I've read, but I can't tell you what I've read. It's all in here, but it's in a section of my brain that I can't recall. So that's why I feel the tandem read is going to be best for me, because otherwise I'm gonna read this one and then read this one and completely be like, what happened in this one? So I've been reading them on my Kindle so far. We're getting to the point of why I ordered them. But I just kind of thought to go between two on a Kindle, it's a bit difficult, isn't it? So that was evidently my excuse to order these. So we're going to start these today. If you have not read this series, let me tell you, I could talk about this more. Lethal, loyal, legendary. Oh, So beautiful. You know what I do need to do first is post-it note them so then I know when to change books. So why don't we do that together? It's where they're gonna live. Luke doesn't know that yet, but they look incredible. They're next to my other, this is my other favourite book series. This is very different. I never really hear people talk about this series. I actually haven't read this one, the 8th one, but again, these are chunky books. I think that's like 700-800 pages. If you have read this series, let me know in the comments because I could talk about this all day as well. I've got my Tandem read guide. I thought these were pretty appropriate. I thought they really suited the vibe. Got my stickies and of course I've been reading on my Kindle, this is the first time I've actually seen. That is beautiful. Wow. I am currently out for an evening walk and this area always makes me feel like I'm in a fantasy book or Twilight. 10,000 steps achieved. We are approaching the end of the day on Monday. It is approaching 8:30. I've had my dinner. I thought I'm just going to check in with what we achieved today and time block, do my to-do list for tomorrow, finish anything that might take me 15 minutes to half an hour. Today for me has been what I would call a pretty standard Monday. As much as I can, I like to keep Monday, for me, working at home, organising my life, setting myself up for the week, checking in on everything. I have found that when I've had the choice of, obviously sometimes things come up that I'm going to say yes to, but where if someone says to me, do you want to do Monday or Tuesday, I'm always going to say Tuesday because otherwise I just feel like my week doesn't start where I want it to, because I do, whatever work I'm doing, it always does require me to have this me and my laptop time, otherwise things just get a bit on top of each other. So it's nice just to have a day to check in. I will say on a Monday, I think I also always am a bit over ambitious with my to-do list. I think it's because maybe I try my best to do limited work on a Sunday. So it's like, I feel like I'm a day behind-ish, kind of. With my life, there is definitely no 2 days that are the same, but at the same time, I feel if you were to tell 6 years ago me that I'd be spending this much time at desk on a laptop, I'd be like, let's talk a minute about being a performer but not being on a stage, being on a screen. I'm going to put in quotations, as I already have done this video, working, because I'm always working. I'm always, even if I'm not actively working, my brain is always going, what else could I do? Oh, this creative idea. Oh, I could do this like this. Oh, that would be a great opportunity. That is always going on in my mind. It is interesting to look back on now, because how I used to be when I was graduating is so, if I was to meet that person, it would feel like I was meeting not a completely different person, but the things that I believed about myself, that I believed about life, the way I acted is just completely different. When I was graduating college, my identity was I am a dancer. And I would say I am a dancer before I would say my name is Olivia. And then if we were to discuss who am I without dancing, I would be like, I don't know, I don't even know what I would say. And it's so interesting now because I would always introduce myself as Olivia and then, dancing would inevitably come up, but that wouldn't be my first sentence into my life. How this change kind of came about happened very naturally and unnaturally, and that is because I graduated in the pandemic. So graduating into an industry that was closed really helped me discover who I am. And at the time was horrendous, was so horrendous. We'll talk about that another time. But now I look back at that period in my life and think I'm so grateful that I discovered who I am, and I'm still continuing to discover who I am because I'm going to always continue to grow as a person, as a human, and evolve. It's never ending. But I am also at the same time, I know who I am. I know what my values are. I know how to speak from my values. I know how to take action from my values. I know how to stand up for things that I believe in. And I also know that I'm happy to live the life doing what I actually want to do, not being taught, if you are a dancer, for example, this is the path that you take, which has definitely been a journey. But if you're a performer who, again, I can only speak from my personal experience because that's the only experience I've lived, but I've also spoken to other performers that have felt this way, where sometimes you've got your performer identity and your human identity, and you can focus on all these other things that are going on really well, and then you're like, wait a second, I'm not really connected to the performer side of me. And it's definitely a thing, again, it's always changing. There's no this way. It's like with areas of life. Sometimes your friendships are really high, sometimes your relationships are really high, sometimes your finances are really high, sometimes your work goes low, your finances go low. It's like everything has different ebbs and flows because that's what makes it life. And I think knowing that and accepting that in being a performer, that sometimes you're not going to feel like a performer is the way, but also you can feel like a performer in so many different ways because you are a human, and the more you develop as a human, the more you develop as a performer. We're going to talk about more of this tomorrow because it's getting late, and let's be honest, I just want to read my book.
Oh.
Luke's been finishing? Luke's been waiting for me to finish filming. I knew you were going to get that chocolate. Good morning. I had planned to go for a morning walk this morning, but instead I opened my laptop. So yeah, the morning walk hasn't happened, and now I need to get ready to leave because this morning I am trying something new. It isn't, but it kind of is. It's both. I'm going to ballet this morning, and yes, I have been to ballet since I was 9 years old, so is it new? No. However, I really want to prioritise going to more dance classes, and I usually travel into London, but that obviously takes up a lot more time than going somewhere that's 5 minutes down the road. So I'm trying out a daytime adult ballet class this morning, which even though it's not something obviously brand new, I have done ballet for many hours in my life, I still have that like, that feeling of, oh, I'm doing something that I haven't done before. And obviously I do know what to expect, but I don't know the people there. I don't know what the class is going to be like. I have been to the studio before, but you know, there's still that newness feeling. So we're just going to quickly throw on a bit of makeup. Going to class at least once a week as a performer who is currently not on stage is a non-negotiable for me, because those weeks that I don't go to class because I'm busy or also just I'm like not really feeling it, it catches up with me. Just in my soul, my being, if I haven't been to class, I hit like day 10 and something happens to me mentally and I'm like, what is going on? And I'm like, it's because I haven't danced. It's because I haven't danced. It's just above everything else, above anything, I just love dancing. I love it so much. It's where I feel at home. It's where I feel like me. It's where, for the life that I remember, I have not expressed myself. I've worked through emotions that are happening. Emotions are energy emotion. They sit in your body. If you do not release them, if you do not work through them, they're going to stay there. And dancing has definitely always been a way for when I'm having a bad day, when I feel stressed, when I feel sad. Take me to a dance class, and 9.9 times out of 10, because there is the 0.1%, when it wasn't the best thing, but most of the time it is. So what I would say to you, if you are someone that's in this, I'm a performer but I don't feel like it boat, decide what are your non-negotiables. I'll take you through some of mine today, but going to class is definitely one of them. Ballet, and I actually had a really good time, but it's made me really hungry, so I'm gonna have a crumpet. That was really just an example of sometimes the things that you put off doing because you feel a bit like, oh, I haven't been to that class before. You're then like, why have I not done this sooner? Why it literally took me 7 minutes to drive there. Why could I not remember I can't remember the last time I went to ballet. Don't be thinking I do that every week. This is the first time. I definitely haven't been to ballet in the last year. I don't know when, so that tells you enough, but we're gonna get changed and eat the crumpet. Friend. Hello. I'm with Alex and we're walking her dogs. Come on, puppy. Maisie. I've been left alone with them. Can you tell? Time to sit down and tackle a bit of the to-do list for the day. As well as being a dancer, I also have many other jobs, and that includes lots of different projects. And I actually feel I've really been working on kind of consolidating. If you've been here before, you know I've been working on my focus. And last night I was like, I feel like I'm not really doing anything. Says me finishing work at nearly 9 o'clock and having, I think I wrote down 7 different projects on the go at the minute. So we're having a bit of a regroup and remembering we don't need to start any new ones. We're sticking to these ones. But the project that I am going to start right here, right now, has been something that I've been saying that I've wanted to do since 2020. Like, I literally remember going, that would be such a good idea then. But we're ignoring that, and I'm not allowing myself to procrastinate anymore. I am going to create a whole, I feel series, but maybe just 1 or 2 episodes on this project as a whole. So if you're interested to see more, then make sure you're subscribed, because this is all going to be in a separate video. But I've got a choreography project in my head. We're going to do some brainstorming now. I'm going to look for some music, even though on my phone there's so many screenshots of music. Quite great, this would be really good. So yeah, I'm going to make a whole series about the process of me creating that project. So if you're interested in that, like I said, make sure you're subscribed. Subscribed. And let's get in to some work. Let's also close all the tabs that I have open. I'm not gonna lie, I have just been procrastinating. I looked for the screenshots, but then I got distracted by the screenshots, and then I was like, I can't find whatever I'm looking for, and also whatever I'm looking for was months ago now, so I probably won't even want to do that anyway. So, having just a break from trying to move forward, I'm going to do washing up. Because that's always an activity that needs doing, isn't it? Something I always remind myself of whenever I'm in this like struggling to start mentality is it's so much easier when you're in the momentum of things. I know people say starting is always the hardest, but why is it the hardest? Is it because you've never done it before? Is it because you kind of have an idea but you don't know how it's going to work out? You know, and for me it's because it's like, I literally said this in a video the other day, I think in my organisation video, it's that moving when you're in first gear is so much harder than when you're driving the car, you know? Anyway, we're taking a step back, but also, after I finish this washing up, internally I'm having a talk with myself of, let's get on with this. You know what you're doing. We know what the steps are. Stop. See, now I've actually started with this project and I've put some effort in, some energy in, that's a better way of saying it. Put some energy in to moving forwards and to finding some music. Now I have, already 6 tracks written down, I only wanted 3. And now I'm like, oh, I could do this, and this, and this, and this. Momentum. Wearing these shorts means one thing, it's time to go and teach. These shorts, I've learned to love. They're really comfortable. When I first had them, wasn't interested. Now, I'm also rocking, this is Luke's t-shirt. Thanks Luke, because you know when you look at your wardrobe and you're like, I don't want to wear anything that I own. Also, all my like baggier t-shirts I like teaching in are evidently in the wash or need ironing. So that's okay. My teaching folder, which has a lot of important things in it, but most importantly my stickers, because when I forget them, there's a bit of upset. We've got water, we've got a dandelion tea. It's dandelion and something, I don't know what, but I'm really enjoying these at the moment. Then I need to grab my speaker, my charger, because if I don't take my charger, my speaker and my phone will be dead. So let's go get that. Also, as a side note, I really feel like I need a fringe trim. If you have a fringe, you'll know there's such a fine line between it being a nice length and like, I feel like I can't see. But anyway, kettle off. Let's go. Coming to you from editing me, as you can tell my laptop is whirring, which means it's working hard. But I realised I never finished this vlog. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it, especially if you've made it to the end. And if you have, I would love to know who is watching, so let me know. Introduce yourself in the comments, let me know what you do. Let me know if you are living this creative freelance life where we've got the whole, we're working but we're not working, but we are working but we're not working 9 to 5, but we're working 24/7. That whole vibe, if you do that, then you understand what I'm saying. Then let me know what you're currently working on, I would love to support you. And I hope you have an incredible day wherever you are in the world, and make sure to subscribe to see the next one. Thanks Luke for filming.